I love the song Mad World. It's one of my favorite songs. I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever heard. That's my favorite part of the song. I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad that that's my favorite part of the song. But whenever I think of the fact that one day I'm going to die, I feel better. Just knowing that it is possible that death really could be the end, that makes me feel better. I know some people believe in reincarnation, but there's no proof of reincarnation. We don't know what happens after death. Some of us just hope that death is really the end. We don't get to do this again, because that would suck. The truth is, life is hard, man. Life is hard for many people. A lot of people won't admit it, but they know that life is hard. A lot of people won't admit it because they're afraid. They're afraid of how people are going to look at them. They're afraid of being misunderstood. And I don't blame them. We live in a crazy world. We live in a world where speaking your truth can work against you. In fact, it's most likely to work against you. Being honest is most likely to work against you. So people just lie. The truth is, a lot of people are suffering in this world. The truth is, life is not good. If you think life is good, you are lucky. You don't think that life is good because you are smart. You're smart, so you're able to see that life is good. You understand this world better. No, it's because you're lucky. It's because you've only seen life from your perspective. And life has been good to you. You didn't see life from the perspective of a person that's in prison. Who was wrongfully convicted. You have not seen things from that perspective. You don't know the kind of anger that they have. There are people who will die in prison who were wrongfully convicted. And there are people who will die in prison because society is dumb. Like, we don't see things as they really are. So we put people in prison because we don't really understand them. It happens. You didn't see life from the perspective of the person who carved this phrase: if God exists, he will have to beg for my forgiveness. This phrase was found carved on the walls of a concentration camp. He didn't see life from the perspective of the person that carved that phrase. That person might have went through a lot in their life. and knowing that they were going to die a horrible death because people are stupid, because maybe God created stupid people like Hitler. I mean, when you really think about it, Hitler was retarded. Do you think that a person that's like normal will do what he did? I understand that power corrupts people, I get it, but that dude was retarded. But he had power. And he tortured a lot of people. So if you think that the person that carved that phrase was blaspheming, you're lucky. You're lucky because you have not suffered enough to feel that way. You see, you've only seen things from your perspective. Life has been good to you. Life has protected you from some realities, so you don't know what it's like to be in a situation like that. You see? So you're like, everything is good. God is good. God is good. You've said that so much that you actually believe that. Because when you repeat something enough time, you kind of get to believe it. You see? But the truth is, life is hard. It's just that you do not see life from other people's perspective. You only see life from your own perspective. What makes this world a perfect prison is that some people have everything and some people have nothing. Some people have everything, man. So when you have nothing, people are going to tell you that, just work hard. Just work hard. You can see that there are people who live in this world that have everything. So if you don't have the things that you want, just work hard. You're going to have the things that you want. Stop complaining. Stop being lazy. Work hard. You're going to have the things that you want. Life is not bad. It's only bad because you're not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. Now, there are people who are successful that believe that they have just done the right things. They don't know that there are people who have done the right things who are not successful. They don't know that there are people who would have done the right things but who didn't know what to do. You see, that's why I'm saying that it has to do with luck. There are people who want success as bad as the people who are very successful wanted success. And who are willing to do everything, but they don't know what to do. They don't have the right ideas. They don't have the right skills. They don't have the right knowledge. They are not in the right place. They don't have the right mindset. They don't have the right people in their lives. You have to understand that not everyone is going to win in this world. There will be people who will be very, very successful, who are going to have everything, and there will be people who have nothing and who are going to suffer because they have nothing. We don't live in a world where we share the things that we have. We live in a world where when people have the things that they want, they find themselves wanting more. They don't find themselves wanting to help others. That's why I'm telling you that we do not live in a good world. If we're living in a good world, we'll help one another. We would have been programmed that way. We keep on preaching love. We keep on telling people that it is good that we help one another and stuff like that. But that's not what's happening, and that's not what's going to happen. We weren't programmed that way. We know that this world will be better if we were helping one another, but we're unable to do that. We weren't programmed that way. It's against our programming. We're selfish. And not only are we selfish, we're also greedy. I gave you this example in one of my previous videos. I gave you this example. I said that when I was in grade 12, they would give us apples. They'll count the number of people in attendance and be like, okay, there's 58 people. Then they'll bring 58 apples. But you know what will happen? Would fight for those apples. Some people will end up having like 10 apples. The people that were feared by everyone will find themselves having more apples than others have. And some people will not even get an apple, right? They won't even get to have an apple. Why? Because some of us were greedy. Now they were able to convince themselves that, hey, that's how things work. You know, they did what they had to do to have the things that they want. They deserve to have, they did what they had to do to have the apples, the number of apples that they wanted. So, yeah, it's cool. You know, they worked harder than everyone else, you know. So if you are rich, you can also tell yourself that, yeah, I worked harder than, you know, everyone else. I worked hard for the things that I have. Now you're just fucking greedy. We're selfish, we're greedy. And we don't care about one another. You know, as I get older, I can see that my heart is becoming colder. You know, I'm starting to care less. And that kind of helps me. I think the more I care about other people, the harder my life becomes. Now, the more I care about others, the harder my life becomes, because I find myself worrying a lot about other people. But if you're not worrying about other people, you're cool. You just worry about yourself. You just find yourself worrying about yourself. What we must understand, man, is that the people that are powerful in this world, the people that are succeeding in this world, the people that have the things that they want in this world, are the people that are making the decisions for everyone, right? In this world, the people that are making decisions for everyone are the people that have things. And these people that have things are pushing the narrative that, oh, we are in a good world. Things are good because life has been good to them. You see, things are good for them, so they think that life is good. They're not seeing things from the perspective of a person that's truly suffering. Do you think that Adolf Hitler, for an example, felt the way that the person that carved that famous phrase on the walls felt? If God exists, he will have to beg for my forgiveness. Do you think that Adolf Hitler felt that way? You know, Adolf had most of the things that he wanted. He was doing good. He couldn't even relate with other people because he had the things that he wanted to, people treated him like he was some kind of a god. So he kind of felt like he was some kind of a god. So he was able to do whatever he wanted to do. He didn't have compassion. If life treats you very well, you're not going to have compassion. That's another thing that I've realized. You're not going to have compassion because you don't understand what it feels like to have to go through what people go through, what other people go through, because you're not going through those things. So you're not going to even care if you put people in situations where they'll have to go through these horrible things that people who are not fortunate are going through, right? That's why in Game of Thrones, King Joffrey was mean, right? That kid was mean. He didn't have to end his throne. He had everything he wanted since he was a kid, and he was given a lot of power. What was he supposed to do with all that power? He couldn't relate with normal people. He didn't even care about them. To him, normal people were just like animals, right? He looked at normal people the way that we look at animals. We don't even care about how they feel. We don't even think about how they feel. We don't care. We do what we want with them. They are our slaves. When life treats you so well, you end up not understanding things from the perspective of the people that are going through a lot in this world. You end up thinking that, the way that I see the world is the way that the world is. You don't understand that there are people who are not seeing the world the same way that you see it. So if you have power, you're going to force everyone to see the world the way that you see it. The world is good. What are you talking about? You're saying this world is evil? Really? Oh, why are you saying God is evil? I mean, life is good, bro. Look at this world. You're saying having kids is wrong? Really? Dude, I'm going to have 10 kids. Just because you said that. Just because you said that having kids is wrong, I'm going to have 10 kids, bro. I take care of my kids, bro. I take care of my kids. I've been raising them right. They're going to grow up and become great in this world, stuff like that. Yeah, there are some things that you're not seeing. That's the thing. You're lucky, I guess. And that's good for you, You should see things from your perspective. No one should force you to see things from other people's perspective. You are seeing things from your perspective, so see things from your perspective. But understand that there are people who are not seeing things from your perspective. There are people in this world who are seeing things differently. So it's important that we understand that. It's important that we understand that life is not treating everyone the same way. So people who don't feel like this world is good are not evil. They are not demonic. They've just seen things that you have not seen. They just understand things that you do not understand. It has a lot to do with understanding. Maybe you haven't been through things that actually made it easier for you to understand these things. So you're just not going to understand these things. Or maybe It's not in your best interest to understand these things, you know, so you're just not going to understand these things. The truth is, man, life is not good. If you think that it's good, you are just lucky. If you weren't lucky, you wouldn't think it's good. I know that there are people who are going through a lot in this world who still think that life is good. You think life is good because you can take it, right? You can take it. If you went through things that you couldn't take, you'll think life is not good. We're all trying to escape suffering, man. We're all trying to escape suffering. There are people in this world who think, people who don't think that this world is good are just focusing on the negative stuff. You know, there are a lot of great things that are happening in this world. So if you think this world is bad and you're focusing on the negative stuff, why don't you focus on the positive stuff? But here's the thing, man. The things that are positive in this world are the things that people are using to escape their suffering. It's like if you are in a prison and they said, you know, on every Wednesday you'll get to watch TV for like 3 hours, 4 hours. And someone said, oh, that's a positive thing. You know, focus on the positive stuff. You know, you are able to go and watch TV. That's like, no. That's not really a positive thing. You know, people will just, you know, be watching TV in prison because they're trying to escape boredom. You know, they're too bored, so they just gotta watch TV. A lot of things that we're doing in this world, we're doing these things not because we want to do these things. If, you know, they asked us before we were born, say, you know, on earth you're gonna get married and have children and buy a car and become a leader. But you have to also suffer in this way, in that way. You know, that a lot of people didn't choose to come here. The same way that a person will not choose to go to prison just because they will be allowed to watch TV when they are in prison. Or they'll be allowed to walk around the yard for like an hour. Or they will be allowed to have visitors. That being allowed to have visitors when you're in prison is not a positive thing. Because if you were outside, you'd have visitors whenever you wanted. You know, it will just be what you want because you're trying to escape suffering. So the things that we think are positive are the things that are helping us escape suffering. These ain't things that are actually positive, you know. Human beings are bored, man. Human beings are bored, so they find themselves doing things that are helping them escape suffering. Because earth is more like a prison, you know. So, yeah. So, most of the things that we're doing these things to escape our suffering, man. We're living in this universe that's more like a prison. You know, the laws of the universe make this a prison. You know, just like when you're in a prison, and there are some things that you cannot do. There are some things that you cannot do. There are some things that we cannot do here. Doesn't that make this a prison? It's not like you can just do whatever you want. Life is free to do whatever it wants to you. This world can be whatever it wants to be to you. You know, you can go through anything in this world. So it is more like a prison, man. So that's why I think it is best for people to think twice before they bring new people into a world like this. You know, I'm not saying that because I'm evil. You know, every human being is evil. I'm not saying that we should think twice before bringing people into this world because I'm evil. Because that's what Christians think. And it's crazy that Christians would think that. You know, if a person says, you know, let's not bring people into this world because this world is horrible. They think that that person is evil and they are possessed, or they, you know, are sent by Satan to spread this message. Like, bruh, why would Satan want people to stop breeding? I mean, if we continue to breed, it will mean that there will be a lot of people that, you know, will go to hell. He will have a lot of people that he's gonna manipulate. Remember, this is his world. Hey, but people are delusional, man, and it sucks. Because think about it. If this is his world, wouldn't he want people to continue breeding? I mean, why wouldn't he want people to continue breeding? Why would God be the one that wants people to continue breeding? You understand? Like, it's so backwards that when you think about it, you're like, what are Christians really against? What are Christians really against, man? But some people are pro-suffering, and they don't even see that they're pro-suffering, you know. So against, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're lucky. If you think that I was sent by the devil, you're lucky. You know, that's being lucky. That's the thing. That's being lucky. I remember this other friend of mine was going through something. His girlfriend broke up with him, so he, you know, was depressed. That happened in 2015. He was depressed, you know. He called me. Like I stayed at that time. I was in Joburg. He called me to go to his place. I went to his place. We were supposed to have fun. You know, we bought alcohol. I wasn't the only person that he invited. He invited a bunch of people there, so we were supposed to be having fun. And yeah, it was supposed to be dope, man. But he seemed to be going through something. He seemed to be going through something at the time, you know. He didn't want to talk to anyone. So I asked him, yo, man, what's going on? And he said, you know, my girlfriend just broke up with me, man. You know, I can't believe she broke up with me after everything that we've been through together. It doesn't make any sense. And I looked at him like, nigga, so you're not having fun because you're thinking about a girl? Dude, a girl, do you know how many girls want you? Do you know how many girls want you? Like, that guy, a lot of girls like them. A lot of girls like them. So I was like, yo, do you know how many girls like you, man? Why do you care about that one girl? You know, it's not like she's better than the other girls. You know, don't worry, man. Everything will be fine. But he was stressing. He was stressing. And you could see that, hey, this nigga is not okay. Then I went through a breakup. Like I've gone through breakups before that time, and I did stress, but not a lot. But then, in 2018, the girl that I loved broke up with me, and I felt what he felt, and I understood why he was like that. I even thought about him when I was going through my breakup. Like, sure, now I get it. I was mean to that dude. I could have, supported him, could have been there for him, but I didn't care about how he felt because I didn't know how it feels like. To me, it was just like the way that I looked at him. I looked at him like as a weak guy. Like, that's how I looked at him. I was like, this guy is weak. I didn't know what it feels like when a woman that you love leaves you. I didn't know what it feels like. So that's the thing. If you haven't been through something, you'll judge other people if they go through something that you have not gone through. If they have their own ways of dealing with what they're going through. If you have not gone through it, you might even ask yourself, why are they doing that? Does this person even need to go to therapy? You don't understand what they're going through because you have not gone through it. You don't understand why some people see life the way that they see it because you have not gone through the things that they've gone through. You have not seen things from their perspective. You've only seen life from your perspective. So don't be arrogant. That's why even as an internationalist, I say that I get it. I understand why people have kids. I mean, except when they don't even understand why they're having kids, because that can happen. But I mean, if you want to have kids, if you really want to have kids, if you really decide that, okay, I want to have kids, and that's a good thing, I have money, I can take care of my kids and all these kind of things. I understand. You have not seen life from the perspective of people who do not want to have kids for philosophical reasons. People who know that we are in a horrible world, and when you have children, you are actually trapping them. You have not seen things from their perspective. So you won't really understand them. In fact, not only are you not going to understand them, you're going to think that they are bad, You're going to think that they're evil because that's what you got to think. Maybe it's not in your best interest to understand them. Maybe it's good for you to judge them. Who knows? Because like I said, we're selfish. All of us are selfish. But maybe we should forget. All of us are selfish. All of us are selfish. And maybe the best thing that we can do is try to be less selfish, but who knows? Being lucky protects you from some realities, man. Being lucky can make you mean. It's usually the luckiest people that are like really mean, that are really, really cruel in this world. If you realize that, it's usually the luckiest people that are mean, the luckiest people that are cruel. People that don't know what it's like to feel a certain way. I mean, if you've never been poor, it's easy for you to make fun of people who are poor. It's easy for you to pass a person in the street that's asking for money, even if you have it. You've never been in that situation. You've never been homeless. You don't know what it's like, so you can tell yourself anything. You see? It's easier to steal from the poor if you've never been poor, because you don't know how it feels like to have nothing, and the people that are supposed to help you end up stealing from you. You don't know what it's like, so you do that and you don't even feel guilty. But if you knew what it's like, you would think twice. So you see, being lucky protects people from some realities. So people just end up thinking that just because they're protected from these realities, then that means that life is good. You know, everyone is protected from these realities. No, not everyone is protected from these realities. That's why people are against the legalization of assisted dying, for example. The people that are against the legalization of assisted dying are usually people that are not sick. People that are still enjoying their lives. They don't understand why a person would want things to end. They can't understand that. They don't know what it's like, you see. They're only seeing things from their perspective. It's usually people who have been through a lot that will understand. There's this lady that was against the legalization of assisted dying in Canada. She was against that, like really, really against that. And then her grandfather got really, really sick and died. And that's what changed their mind. She was like, I saw what my grandfather went through. Assisted dying should be legal, blah, blah, blah. You see, and it sucks. It sucks that we're so stupid as people, because only seeing things from your perspective and being unable to relate with other people, that's being stupid. Because you feel like the way that you're seeing reality is the way that it really is. Do you understand that there's 8 billion humans here on Earth? 8 billion humans, and they're all seeing the world from their perspective. You're not seeing the world from their perspective, but you'll be thinking that you should be making decisions for other people. You don't know what it's like to be other people, but you want to make decisions for them. You don't want them to have rights. Do you understand that that is being stupid? Like, you're so fucking wrong. You'll change your mind if you were given a chance to experience things from their perspective. Someone commented that if God had to be human for like a day or something like that, he would change his mind, something like that. And I laughed when I saw that comment. Think about it. If God existed and he had to come here and be human, I know what some of you are thinking, like, oh, he did become human. Jesus, when Jesus came here, he was God and whatever, stuff like that. No. He knew he was God, so that's different. I'm talking about being born into this world not knowing that you're God. Because if he knew that it was God, he always, known that he's gonna die at age 33 and he's gonna go to heaven and he'll be fine, and he won't, come back. Or even if he does come back, because Christians believe that he's gonna come back, he's not just gonna come back after going back to heaven, It's gonna come back after 1,000 years, 2,000 years, and he's not going to be coming back to suffer. It's another thing that people should understand. So he'll be coming back here to actually take his people. That's what they believe, the chosen ones. Someone commented on the video titled God should worship human, that I should stop misleading people. If I want to go to hell, I should go to hell alone. I'm from the kingdom of darkness. No, it's like, man, religion is dangerous. But what was interesting was that they say that they were chosen. I should stop misleading the chosen ones. I was like, so it means that he chose his people. He created this world for everyone, but chose some people even before they were born. He was like, okay, this one is going to go to heaven. This one is going to go to heaven. This one is not going to go to heaven. This one is going to be a sinner. I'm not even going to reveal myself to this one. You understand how crazy that is? Religion sucks, man. It shows you how stupid we are as people. It shows you how selfish we are, It shows you that we're not going to be able to fix this world. We're not going to be able to make things better because we are dumb, man. We are selfish. We only care about what we think. We only care about ourselves. We want everyone to see things the way that we see things. And if they don't see things the way that we see things, they're bad, they're evil, and they deserve to suffer. That's how humans are. It sucks, but that's how human beings are. It would be good if we were able to see things from the perspective of other people. It will be good because we'll understand things better. We'll start seeing the world as it really is. You can't be thinking that you're seeing the world as it really is if you can't even see things from other people's perspective. You see, the people that are mean are the ones that are blind, because the people that are not mean are actually full of compassion because they are able to at least relate with other people. They might not really be seeing things from other people's perspective, but they can relate with them. They kind of get it why some people see things the way that they see things. But if you're mean, if you're cruel, you don't even understand. You can't even relate with other people at all. So you're not capable, of understanding what they understand. You're not capable of relating with these people. You just only saying things from your perspective, and you believe that it's only your perspective that really matters. It's sad, but that's how people who are mean are. They don't have compassion. They don't see things as they are. They only see things from their limited perspective, and they believe that they're seeing reality as it is. So if you have compassion, you're able to relate with other people. So you kind of understand other people. You kind of understand why they see the world the way that they see it. You kind of understand why they feel the way that they feel. Because if you don't understand other people enough, to at least feel for them, if you want to harm others because they do not agree with you, you lack compassion. It means that you can't relate with others, And most of the people that are selfish can't relate with others, but being selfish doesn't necessarily mean that you can't relate with others. It doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have compassion. Some people just don't want to help other people. They just, maybe they're going through a lot and they don't really have time to help other people, so they just focusing on themselves. It happens. So man, if your life is good, it doesn't mean that life is good for everyone. That's the thing. If your life is good, it doesn't mean that life is good for everyone. Some people are really going through a lot in this world, man. If you're not suffering from a terminal illness, you are lucky. If you're not in a wheelchair right now, you're lucky. If you are living with your family and they are not abusing you, you're lucky. If you are able to watch my videos, you're lucky. If you're able to hear what I'm saying, you're lucky. If you're able to walk, you're lucky. Because there are a lot of people that cannot walk. There are a lot of people that cannot see. There are a lot of people that cannot talk. There are a lot of people that are going to die this week because they're suffering from a terminal illness and they're not even allowed to end things for themselves, just because human beings are ignorant, because human beings are only seeing things from their perspective, so they've convinced themselves that, hey, these people are wrong, these people are evil. It sucks, man. It sucks being human, because other humans think you're like them. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, other humans think you're like them, so they want you to act like them. A human should not be allowed to choose when they get to die, A human shouldn't be allowed to choose when they get to die. Because I'm a human and I don't think I should be allowed to choose when I'm going to die. And that's another human. So why should that human be allowed to choose when they're going to die? Do you see how stupid we are, though? So when I say that life is bad, I'm not just talking about the fact that we suffer. I'm also talking about how ignorant people are. Like, we're so fucking ignorant that makes life bad. And we cannot change. We cannot evolve. And when you look at what's happening now, you can tell that we're not evolving. In fact, we're actually devolving. We're becoming more stupid because we're supposed to become more stupid so that we will be used. So that we'll be slaves. Because if we were to become smart, we'd realize that something isn't right and we'll try to do the right things. And the right things would make this matrix collapse. You see? So we have to be stupid. Other people must be able to tell us what to think. They must not allow us to think for ourselves. Because if we think for ourselves, we're going to become smart. It sucks that we're not really allowed to think for ourselves. But some people are brave, they still think for themselves, even though society doesn't allow them to think for themselves, even though society punishes them for thinking for themselves. Some people just want freedom, so it makes sense. They want freedom so bad that they still think for themselves, even though they're living in a society that doesn't allow them to think for themselves. Some have realized what's going on. Some have realized that we're not being treated right, and it's best that we think for ourselves. It's best that we make our own decisions. It's better than we have our own backs, not trust this system. There's one thing that you must understand about humans is that they want to make things easy for them, meaning that I will do things that are going to make my life easy. Forget. I'm going to do things that are going to make my life easy. Right? I'm going to do things that are going to make my life easier, but by doing that, I will also be making other people's lives hard. Think about it. When I start making money, I'm going to want to make more money. And to make more money, I must make it hard for other people to make more money. You get what I'm saying? So what's going to happen is that things are going to be much harder for other people and easier for me, you see. That is why the people that are rich are getting richer and the people that are poor are getting poorer, because the people that are, making money are making it hard for the people that are not making money to make money, you see. And that's how we are as humans, but we're living a lie, We're living a lie. That's the thing. So we don't want to, admit that that's how we are, because we don't want to judge ourselves. We don't want to feel like we're bad. We don't want to feel like we're evil. I'm just happy that there are people who understand my message, because that shows me that not everyone in this world is the same. Not everyone is ignorant. Some people are intellectually honest, some people are actually intelligent, which is a good thing. Some people really do want the truth. And how do I know that I'm speaking the truth? Because I like saying that I'm speaking the truth. How do I know? I know that I'm speaking the truth because whenever I debate with people, they lose. Whenever I debate with people, they don't make sense. They start saying things that do not make sense. I end up realizing that we're just addicted to the things that we're doing in this world, and we don't want to accept the fact that the things that we're addicted to are actually harmful. So when people tell us that the things that we're addicted to are harmful, we hate on these people. That's why people would rather say that you are demonic when you tell them the truth than to really think about what you're saying. People would rather judge you than to really think about what you're saying. And it sucks. It sucks that people would rather judge you than to think about what you're really saying, to see if you are lying, to see if you are misguided, to see if you are trying to deceive people, But I think being ignorant is part of being a human. seems to me that the more ignorant you are, the easier things are going to be for you. What do I mean? I mean that a person that's ignorant could be going through what I'm going through, but not feel as badly as I do. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm able to see everything. I'm able to understand everything, and they're not able to understand some things. So we're having the same experience, but we're not really experiencing things the same way. Maybe there are some things that they're unable to see. Maybe there are some things that they're unable to understand, and I'm able to understand things that they do not understand. See, if you understand a lot, because we live in an evil world, you also understand that it is really an evil world. You're not going to tell yourself that, no, it's not an evil world, I'm just having a bad experience, or some people are just having a bad experience. You just understand that, no, when you look at everything, you actually do realize that the world is bad. And the people that think that it's good are people that are just ignorant. I know that the people that think that this world is good are people that are ignorant, because whenever I talk to them, whenever I have debates with them, I see how ignorant they are. I see that there are a lot of things that they do not understand. So they think that the world is good, but if they understood everything that I understand, they will reach the same conclusion. If I understood everything that they understand, I would still reach the same conclusion that I've reached, you see, because I understand more. That's the thing, I understand more. You know, people believe that we have different opinions. No, they're just people who are able to see things that other people are not able to see. You know, there are people who are able to see things that other people are not able to see. So it seems like humans don't really have the same opinions. The truth is, if we were all able to see things the same way, experience things the same way, we'll actually reach the same conclusion. You know, if we're able to see things the same way, understand things the same way, we'll reach the same conclusion. No, so people that are not feeling okay in this world are people who are able to understand things that a lot of people do not understand. You know, people that are called sensitive. You are so sensitive, so sensitive. No, you are intelligent. You are able to see things that others do not see. So they feel like you're just sensitive, you're just intelligent, you're just more intelligent than them. You see? Thank you, guys.